You know when you picture ancient Egypt, this is probably what pops into your head, right? The incredible pyramids of Giza. They just look like pure perfection, rising right out of the desert. But how in the world did they pull this off, more than 4,500 years ago? Okay, let's get into it.
See? Here's the thing. This perfection didn't just happen in a single flash of genius. Nope. It was the result of a long, messy, and absolutely fascinating process of trial and error, of learning from your mistakes and passing that knowledge down. Honestly, the story of how they got here is even more amazing than the monuments themselves.
All right, I want you to come with me way back in time to around 2613 BCE. This is when Egypt's fourth dynasty kicks off, and this is the family, the line of pharaohs that would finally crack the pyramid code and literally change the skyline of the world forever.
And our story really starts with one guy, the founder of this dynasty, Pharaoh Snefru. Now, we should think of him as more than just a king. He was one of history's great innovators, a pharaoh who wasn't afraid to think big, and more importantly, wasn't afraid to fail big. The stage for all this innovation was a place called Dashur, just south of Giza. You can almost picture it as his personal research and development lab. This was the workshop where the dream of a perfect smooth-sided pyramid was going to be hammered out through sheer determination and learning from mistakes.
And right here, you can literally see that learning process carved in stone. On the left, you've got one of Snefru's first major tries, the famous bent pyramid. And on the right, his final triumph, the red pyramid. It's a before and after shot of ancient engineering.
So, what exactly went wrong with the bent pyramid? Well, they started out super ambitious with a really steep 54-degree angle. But as it got higher, the structure started to protest. Cracks began to appear. It was unstable. So, in this amazing moment of on-the-fly problem solving, they switched gears mid-build to a much safer 43-degree angle. This failure was actually the most crucial piece of data they could have possibly collected.
And this was the result of that hard-won lesson. Taking everything they learned from the bent pyramid's wobbly structure, Snefru's team started their next project, the red pyramid, at that stable 43-degree angle right from the get-go. And voila, the world's very first successful, true, smooth-sided pyramid was born.
This phrase just nails it, doesn't it? Snefru's bold experiments didn't just teach his people how to stack rocks. They created the entire logistical and architectural foundation for an empire's most lasting legacy.
So, the story doesn't stop there. Snefru's son, Khufu, comes next, and he inherited not just the throne, but something way more valuable, his father's hard-won knowledge. He had the blueprint, and with it, he was about to aim for a scale that was just unimaginable.
The result, of course, was the Great Pyramid at Giza. It's an absolute titan of engineering, but it's standing on the shoulders of his father's experiments. This wasn't starting from scratch, no way. This was the masterpiece built upon that blueprint of learned experience.
And I mean, what a masterpiece. The scale was something the world had never ever seen. We're talking millions of stone blocks, cut with incredible precision, with these complex passages and chambers hidden inside. And to do it, they had to make huge leaps forward in logistics, in quarrying, in just everything.
This sums it all up beautifully. The Great Pyramid is this incredible cocktail of three things: the raw material of the earth, immense human effort, and the spectacular, larger-than-life vision of a king who wanted to build a literal stairway to the heavens.
But believe it or not, the Giza Plateau wasn't finished. The story didn't end with Khufu. His successors were going to keep building on this sacred ground, each one adding their own unique chapter to the epic.
Next up was Khufu's son, Khafre. He adds the second-largest pyramid to the site. And of course, he gives us the Great Sphinx. With Khafre, the focus starts to shift a little. He's adding this new level of art and architectural beauty to the whole complex. He's not just building a tomb, he's crafting a whole sacred landscape. After Khafre came Menkaure, who built the third and smallest of the Giza pyramids. But don't let its size fool you. What it lacked in height, it more than made up for in pure artistry. His project was all about elegance, proportion, the incredible quality of the finishing, and some of the most stunning statues from that entire period.
And this poetic line just perfectly captures the feeling of the finished plateau. The work of these three generations created something timeless, a place where these stone giants seem to be watching the horizon for all eternity.
So, we've seen the what, but now for the big question: how? How on earth did they pull this off? See, building on this kind of scale wasn't just about clever engineering. It took an unbelievably powerful and organized state to make it all happen.
You have to think of it like a giant pyramid building machine. Okay, step one, you've got to organize a gigantic workforce. We're talking tens of thousands of people. Step two, you have to completely master your supply chain, getting millions of tons of stone from the quarry to the site. And step three, and this is so important, you have to document absolutely everything.
I absolutely love this way of thinking about it. If the giant stone blocks and the ramps and the tools were the hardware for this operation, then all of these administrative records, the little papyrus tags, the inscriptions on blocks, that was the software. This was the code that ran the whole project, tracking crews, supplies, and progress. This was project management on a truly epic scale.
So, in the end, the pyramids of the Fourth Dynasty are so much more than just architectural wonders. They are the ultimate symbols of a government and a society that had completely mastered organization, logistics, and state power on a level the world had just never seen before.
So that leaves us with this final, big idea to chew on. Yes, of course, the pyramids are monuments to gods and to kings, built to last for eternity. But what if their most important legacy isn't the stone at all, but the invisible blueprint they left behind? A testament to what we, as humans, can achieve when we organize around a single, massive, ambitious goal. Makes you wonder, what can we build with that knowledge today?